Kakalosh Boker Tov. We're continuing with the halachot of Netilat yadayim and Siman Kuf Nun Chet Sif Dalet, and now we're going to be speaking about, between today and tomorrow, davar shetibulo b'mashke. What exactly does that mean? Chachamim came and they instituted that if you're going to eat a food which is going to have liquids on it, so for example, even if you're going to have fruits and vegetables, that you just wash them out, you rinse them out. Now what you have to do is you have to do Netilat yadayim beforehand. Nevertheless, on this Netilat yadayim, you do not make a bracha, but rather you wash your hands without a bracha. Now this Netilah is a chova min adin, everyone should be careful in these things. However, though if a person comes and is lenient not to do it, right, he comes here and he says, En lo amal yismoch, he does not have what to rely on. So usually they say you do have what to rely on. Here Rav David Yosef is saying is you do not have what to rely on. If you do remember when we were learning actually the Smichat Chaver, we actually brought down that even the Yalkut Yosef does bring down that lechatechila nowadays, we do have to do this netilah. Okay, and then there's a whole question, why is it that everyone's makpid only on the night of Pesach and the rest of the nights are not, right? However, though, again, this is very, very important. The reason for this institution. So first of all, right, there's actually two reasons brought down in the Rishonim, even though the Bet Yosef wants to make it that it's kilu one reason. But the reason why is because if you remember we had the chart that we gave out to do a Tumah v'Tahara, what happens is that they made a gezerah that our hands are like a sheni letumah. What does that mean, a sheni letumah? Our hands become a secondary level of tumah. Now, technically speaking, if we're talking about now that our hands are secondary, what do we care now that it's going to come and it's going to touch anything else? However, though, there's a special din in liquids. The special din in liquids is that when you come and you touch water, the water goes back to become a rishon, which means the water has a stringency that instead of continuing going downwards, from a rishon to a sheni to a shlishi, all of a sudden it starts again the process. It goes upwards, and now it becomes a rishon. So therefore, and then it's going to be mitameh again, ochlil mashkin acherim. And therefore, because of that, they came in the institute, you have to do netilat yadayim. That is the main reason why you have to do netilat yadayim for davar shetibulo b'mashkin. There's another reason brought down. Again, as I mentioned before, according to the Bet Yosef, it's the same one. But the Bet Yosef, the second reason that they bring down is that really, be'emet, they only made on tirosh v'itzar. Remember, tirosh is grapes or wine, right? And yitzar is the oil. Those are the ones which are Truma Doraita. Those are the ones which are Doraita. Everything else was not. However, though, first they instituted on these two liquids, and then after these two liquids, they came and they instituted on the other 5 liquids as well because of that. And even though nowadays we do not have Tumah v'Tahara, we still have it in place, this concept of doing the Netilat yadayim. And therefore, as we already mentioned before, a person is going to come and he's going to wash off of fruits, or the same halakha would apply if you don't actually dip it, because davar shetibulo tibul mizmashma, it implies that you're dipping something into something else. He's saying no, even if you don't dip it, the fact that it has a liquid on top of it, and right that you're going to have a liquid on top of this type of a food, you're obligated to come and to do netilat yadayim. How do you do this netilat yadayim? So he says the netilat yadayim has to be the exact same way like you do netilat yadayim for bread. And anything which has to do with the netilat yadayim of bread, for example, doing it with a utensil or water which did not change its color, or all the other halachot as well, also need to be done with davar shetibulo b'mashke. The only difference is that you do not make a bracha. Another halacha was, if you remember, you're not supposed to speak, just like the lechatechila, just like the davar shetibulo b'mashke. If you're going to eat less than a kazait, even though meikar adin, you do not need to do netilat yadayim, just like by eating bread. Nevertheless, the Yireh Shamayim should be machmir and small, and also do netilat yadayim, right, without a bracha. Again, remember, this is the only one. The only difference is that it's always without a bracha. But if you're going to eat with a spoon or with a fork, and you're not going to touch it, so then you could be mekel even lechatechila. And then we continue tomorrow, B'ezrat Hashem.